Okay, we've had a couple of videos. We're talking about the Mayor Eric Adams administration, the corruption probes, the bribery probes, everything. This administration is sinking very fast. Every day there is a new issue to the situation. Just added recently is the NYPD probe of corruption at the top with Police Commissioner Edward Caban, his brothers, and others that are involved there. And then we had another video, sort of using the apps, a migrant situation, making money off of that as well, from several other, which basically family of the by the head Department of Education for New York City, and many others that have been going on. What we're going to do with this video is we're going to give you a timeline. We're going to give you the timeline, which basically starts out this start to end currently. And the thing about it is, with this video, current is not current. And I'll tell you this: you may comment below. Probably you'll be able to add a lot more to this listing. This video was done before the 9/11 remembrance here in New York City. I'll be 9/10 that we did this on. Beyond that, I'll tell you, this is a lot more, and we've added one or two other videos to this situation because the coverage is on there. That I tell you, it is amazing what is going on with this and how Eric Adams is still in office. I am surprised he hasn't walked away. I mean, how many more people do they need to raid before he realizes that he is in deep trouble? Now, understand, and let's start this off here. The ongoing investigations are not all together. These are separate. A lot of these are separate investigations, like the NYPD investigation, the Banks investigation, of the Philip Banks investigation. Also, there's a separate one on the outside of that one as well. There are some in between here that are still being looked at, similar to the Winnie Greco situation. We don't know on that. That possibly a CCP connection. We don't know, but a lot of people have been raided by the FBI. So let's go through this, and this is part of the 2021 mayoral campaign. We got this off of the Gothamist. So basically, if you want to look at the timeline yourself, the Gothamist did a nice timeline to the situation. On July 7th, and this is on 2023, the Manhattan DA's office indicts 6 men for directing illegal straw donations to the Adams 2021 campaign. The group includes Dwayne Montgomery, a retired NYPD inspector, whose mayor acknowledged socializing with when they were both officers, and brothers Shihad and, I'm sorry if I mispronounce this, Yahyar Mustar, owners of a Queen construction safety firm. Prosecutors later said that the Adams aide Rachel Atchison helped Montgomery organize a 2020 fundraiser that led to the straw donations. She was not accused of the wrongdoing and remains deputy director of the mayor of food policy. Jumping over to September of 2023, this is about September 13th, Adams' former buildings commissioner Eric Ulrich is indicted on bribery charges by the Manhattan DA's office. Ulrich, a former Republican council member whom the mayor also selected as an advisor, is accused of accepting $150,000 in cash and gifts in exchange for access to the mayor and city's officials, as well as assisting with permitting and city jobs. Ulrich pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors allege Ulrich also accepted a discounted rate on a luxury condo from a influenced developer. Ulrich later attempted to conspire with the developer to clear a homeless shelter for people displaced by disasters, which was located in a hotel across the street from a luxury condo, according to one of the indictments against him. Fast forwarding to October 24th, 2023. Shahad and Yahar Mustan pleaded guilty to misdemeanor conspiracy charges related to the alleged straw donor scheme as part of an agreement with prosecutors. The Mustags pledged to share witness documents and other information as part of a larger investigation, according to the Manhattan DA's office. Moving on to November 2 of 2023, FBI agents raided the Brooklyn home of Adams' top fundraiser, 25-year-old intern Brianna Suggs. The raid is linked to an ongoing federal investigation that is reportedly tied to illegal donations from a Turkish official. Adams denied any wrongdoing and rushed back to New York City from a scheduled White House visit about the migrant crisis. Adams' chief counsel, Lisa Zornberg, confirmed that the mayor's office is cooperating with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. The New York Times later reports that the FBI agents also raided the New Jersey home of Rana Abbasova, an aide in the Internal Affairs Office, and Cenk Okal, a former Turkish Airlines executive who was on Adams' transition team. Now, not to majorly criticize Brianna Suggs to the situation, but kind of pretty young to be handling a large amount donations for a political campaign, don't you think? Think about that for a minute to the situation. I'm not saying that she did a bad job, good job. I'm saying chosen for her age, you got to question that situation on there. Switching to November 6, 2023, Adams' cell phones and other electronic devices are seized by FBI agents who approached him in public following events in Manhattan. 2 days later, the mayor announces that he has retained the services of the law firm Wilmeyer Hale. February 5th, and this is 2024, Dwayne Montgomery, the former NYPD inspector, pleads guilty to the misdemeanor conspiracy, admitting that he instructed straw donors to donate to the Mayor Adams 2021 campaign. Unlike the Mustaf brothers, who own a construction company, there is no indication in court filings that Montgomery is cooperating with the district attorney. February 29th, FBI agents raid the home of Winnie Greco, one of the Adams' top advisors and fundraisers. Greco, who also had helped Adams raise money from the Chinese community, suffers an apparent medical episode during the raid and goes on sick leave. The raid is reportedly conducted under the aegis of the federal prosecution of the Eastern District of New York. Zornberg, the city chief counsel, says there's no indication that the mayor is the target of the investigation. On March 18th of this year, Chinese billionaire Hugh Quinn pleads guilty to making straw donations to various candidates for local and federal office less than 6 months after he was charged by the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York. Federal prosecutors said Quinn, who has homes in Old Westbury and Manhattan, agreed to reimburse others for contributions they made on his behalf to a candidate for citywide office between December of 2021 and 2022. Charging documents did not explicitly name Adams, campaign finance records show Quinn contributed to the mayor's campaign in 2021. Adams' attorney Vito Pita said that campaign had no knowledge of the illicit donations from Quinn. And see, this is the thing about it is, you have a Chinese billionaire and you have Winnie Greco both being investigated the situation. This is where I put to the point. Was the CCP involved? Was China involved in this part of the scheme? We don't know that. I would assume the investigation is still ongoing with Winnie Greco. That hasn't ended to that point. We haven't heard anything since then. The only thing that came up after that was basically you heard what happened in Albany with the aid to two governors, to Cuomo and Hochul, was a Chinese spy. We know she was a Chinese spy to the situation. And Miss Sun, basically, that is still ongoing, and the story will continue on there. In April 18th of 2024, as we get closer, Shadsun Riza, a construction operator owner pleads guilty to conspiring, making illegal donations to the Adams 2021 campaign as part of an agreement with the Manhattan District Attorney. Reza will be sentenced to 3 years probation. He is the fourth person to have pleaded guilty in the case. On August 15th, 2024, the mayor office confirms a New York Times report that Adams and members of his campaign has received federal subpoenas in July. And then on September 4th, federal agents raid the homes of top Adams aides, Sheena Wright, Philip Banks, Edward Caban, and many others to that point. And of course, we have to end with this particular, that's September 12th of 2024. The NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban resigns from the NYPD due to the situations that we have mentioned in this video. Brings us to date. One other thing I will add, and we have that video coming out very soon. We have the point where on September 9th, 2 allies are being eyed by the feds, potentially influencing Citibank talking kickbacks. That is basically, you can catch that video on there, and we're talking about Philip Banks and Terrence Banks, the situation on dealing with apps to that point. And they're looking into Tim Pearson as well. And these are people, some of these people are part of the NYPD, Deputy Mayor of Public Safety, Philip Banks, and many others that are going on. Now, the thing about it is we can add to this, subtract it, whatever, to the point that this is what's going on right now. This administration is about, and I'll say this, is innocent until proven guilty to the point. But the way things have been going, the way people, the dominoes have been falling left and right on there since 2023, we have corruption in our highest part of our government here in New York. We have major issues that are going on. We have a migrant crisis that's going on. We have a homeless crisis. We have a crime wave. No matter what they tell you in the mainstream media, or they tell you by the mayor's office, there is a crime situation. You just got to sit in the courtrooms over here and seeing how many illegal migrants are going in and out very quickly. Every day we hear when someone's released, they committed another crime. I mean, there are other things to the situation. We have the prostitution issue. We have the shoplifting issue where it's being sold back on the streets. Now we got a food issue to the point where basically people are illegally selling food on. There was a video, someone was using shopping carts to grill food on. How dangerous is that? I mean, because of the rust and the paint that sometimes are on these carts, they're heating up and they're getting into the food itself. But we got a separate video. We'll talk about that later on that as well. We haven't even touched base on the MTA yet. I got an MTA story coming out very, very soon. Also, check out New York's Finest Popcast on there. I'll leave the link below. These guys, they're former NYPD. They've been giving the whole background stories on what is going on out there, because there's a lot of shit going on in the NYPD. And this is nothing against the ranks of the actual ranks of the NYPD. This is the upper echelon, the caps, the commish, those who are, the bosses, or as they say, the bosses in order. Point. We got good NYPD cops out there and being tarnished to this situation. I mean, this harks back to the Serpico days as far as this. And as far as what the mayor's office is going on there, it's about time Merrick Adams steps down. He thinks he's going to run for a second and win. If he wins a second seating as mayor of New York, I'm going to say, those of you out there in New York, question it, because basically, I mean, the things that he's done, and like I said, innocent until proven guilty, but let me tell you, the list is stacking. It is, to the point where it's just insane. And people are going to say, well, it's because he went against Biden. And said, no, it's not that. Because, basically, he's still backing Biden to the situation. And the thing is that there's a saying that, when your head is just above water and you're just about to drown, and you say, no, I'm not drowning, but you're just about to, you got to know you are drowning at this point when it comes to all these allegations. And it gets to a point where, how much more can you defend and say, nope, it ain't me. It wasn't me. Like the song goes, it wasn't me. You hired these people. You put them into place. And they were corrupt. Even if you are not involved, even if you're not prosecuted, you put these people in place. And if they get prosecuted, that's the point where you have to say, I fucked up and I got to step aside. Because, I can't lead a city that basically is going to be looking at me both ways when I put the next police commission in place or the next deputy mayor or any other person in my staff, replacing my staff. You won't be able to trust anyone. The trust is not there anymore. Even though there are those who still trust Adams, but it's starting to dwindle away. There's so much that, that he could do to keep himself afloat. So comment below. Let me know your thoughts about this. Tell me, do you believe that, he's corrupt as they say, or is just say he's just another pawn in the book? So don't forget to like, share this video, and hey, you see that button down there? It says subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate that, especially in the time now that YouTube is starting to demonetize or basically shut down accounts because, hey, look, the elections are just around the corner. There's a lot of shit going on right now in social media. But until next time, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support. Be sure and also subscribe. If you're not on YouTube and you're watching this elsewhere, do subscribe on all of our other social media platforms. Until next time, thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.